Laura was an inspiration to me as a project manager, but she's also a certified coach. So she's the second person who's going to be joining us, but she is going to be joining us afterwards during through the screen. Another friend of mine, somebody I've met on the basketball court, is the international basketball court judge, Rashads Miroslavs. Yeah, I hope these are positive emotions that you're showing right now by clapping. The third person I'm going to talk about, that I'm going to ask to join us here on stage, is Arman Smildzais, student from Ventspils Technicum's third year student, also here, and remotely we have two more speakers joining. First of all, Rashad Mesiros, who is joining us from Scotland. Hello. And the second one joining us is Sanita Luochmele. As I mentioned, that Laura was an inspiration to me. Well, Sanit was an inspiration for my whole family. She still lives in Sweden with two little kids, and they have a whole family of the whole family is vegan. So when I started my vegan journey, Sanit was a great help for me and my family. She helped us start our journey being vegans. So I'm quickly just going to check if Rashad can hear me. Rashad, can you hear me? So we could see if we can hear you as well. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you as well. Thank you. Sanita, what about you? Yes, I can hear you as well. Very well. First question I am going to ask the speakers here, so the panel discussion topic is going to be the main topic of our is the same as the main topic of our conference. Is a plant is it essential for environmental stability and people's well-being to have a plant-based diet? So Elvis talked to us about sports. The other speaker talked to us about nutrition. So right now, my question to you is, how can you combine the two of those? So first of all, I'm going to ask Rafik. Rafik lives a vegan lifestyle, and he is also a sports judge. So I want to ask him, can you combine being active during sports and also eat a plant-based diet? So maybe 15 years beforehand I would have answered differently, but for the past 3 years I've been a vegan, so I can definitely say that yes, it has helped me being a vegan, and it has helped me with sports. So right now, if I could go beforehand, if I could go exercise 3 or 4 times a week, maybe go run across, and maybe after eating a meal I would crash, then right now I could say that I feel like I recover way sooner. Yes, of course, I eat a bit more often because I also spend more energy, but still I can say 100% that you can combine these. So the next question is going to be to Armand. Maybe you can tell us as well. You also live a vegan lifestyle, so would you also agree to Rafik's? Yes, I would definitely agree to him. What I would like to add is that if you're on a plant-based diet and you are active in the sports sense, you can maybe you have to be a bit more specific about your diet preferences, but you can get the necessary nutrition. But Laura is not a vegetarian vegan here, but so we have different point of view. Laura, how do you think? Can we combine professional sports or just sports with a plant-based diet? Yes, well, I have been kind of uh, have been on a plant-based diet when I was because of my kids for a few months, but wasn't very physically active, but it did work. And I totally agree that recovery is way better and way faster when you are on a plant-based diet. Okay, thank you. Now we're going to ask the people from the outside world, so to say. So, Sanit and Rashads. So, a question for you, maybe a bit provocative. Well, you being in Scotland and in Sweden, what do you eat there where you're living right now? What do you eat? Do you eat grass? Maybe Sanit can answer first. So in Sweden we don't really eat a lot of grass. There's mostly rocks here and sand. I think Russia is in the same situation. But we're eating basically the same things that you do in Latvia. Potatoes, grain, all kinds of similar foods to that. So, but in Sweden, the difference is that we have a huge assortment of plant-based products. So we have more choices to make. Yeah? But I could say that Latvia has really had a huge step forward by increasing the amount of plant-based products that are available in our stores. So maybe not all plant-based products are the best health-wise, yeah, especially when you're finding something to substitute meat. Yeah, you usually use more products that are more similar to what you ate before, and you might do that especially if you're a novice, but with time and by getting more acquainted with plant-based products and nutrition, so you usually just step away from foods that are made in a factory, even if they are plant-based. Yeah, and we just eat more grains and vegetables. Yeah. What about you, Rushlands? What do you do? Maybe you drink more water. Just like hello, everybody. I'm just going to give you an example about what I ate yesterday. Because when I flew to Italy, yeah, so I ate a porridge and put some sweets and berries next to it, and that was my breakfast. Then in lunch, I ate some macaroni with vegetables. In the airport, I ate a wrap, also a plant-based wrap. Yeah. Just basically just eating the same things as you, just without meat, without animal products. So without milk, without eggs, without cheese, without meat. But I keep eating everything else. I eat the same as you, and maybe I don't drink milk, but just drink water. Okay, thank you for your answers. Next question is going to be to Armand. Taking into consideration the fact that he is still studying and living with his parents, so is it more complicated? For grown-ups, it's a bit easier. We make our own decisions. We decide what we're going to eat for ourselves. But when you're still living in a family with your parents, it might be a bit different. So Armand, how easy or difficult is it being a vegan when you're still living with your parents? So maybe a lot of young people will have this, want to know the answer to this question as well. So, well, I, I did get to live on my own when I was in a Erasmus project in Portugal, and I got the opportunity to eat whatever I wanted myself. Yeah? But now, when I'm here with my parents and I ask my mom, for example, to, oh, could you please buy me coconut milk, and then she buys like rice milk or something different. Yeah, and then maybe there's like cheese in some kind of food, yeah, that my mother put in. Then maybe there are difficulties like this where they sadly maybe accidentally put some cheese in the wrong plate, or maybe the wrong kind of milk in the wrong cup. But you know, it happens, and it is a bit uncomfortable. But thankfully, my parents are supportive. No, thank you. That gives me a great idea of how it might be to have your parents adjust to your diet. So yeah, of course, your parents are supportive, but there's still through. There are some situations where conflict situations, but you sounds like you can get through them with the sense of humor. So I already mentioned, Rafik, that you are a basketball judge, and this summer you worked on in European games. So during the season, definitely you have a huge physical stress on your body. So, and you that's not your only job, and you have to do something else during the day. So maybe not as much about nutrition, but maybe more about what Elvis talked about. What is your routine? What are things that you do each day to keep yourself awake and energetic? So very good question. So maybe a few years ago I did sports less because my recovery took a bit longer. But now, since I've become vegan, I stay active each day, at least 30 minutes a day. If I don't go to a gym, I do push-ups or sit-ups at home or other exercises. But but usually, like 5 times a week, I am at the gym or just working out. So it has become a basically daily routine. So now, if I don't go to the gym, I feel like there's something missing, that I have to go, that I have to be active. But actually, I want to tell you a short story why I become a vegan. So about me, it's a bit different. I'm not a huge. It's not because I'm a supporter of animals or like a lot of other people's, but for me, 4 years ago, I got back my blood work, and they said that my cholesterol levels are too high, and I was like, "What? But how could that be?" Like, I thought to myself, how could that be? I was not overweight. I kept active, and I thought that it's fine. But then I talked with my brother. You can see Rosholot, yeah, he's my brother in Scotland, well, Italy right now. He was already a vegan, and I talked with him, and and the doctors said that, well, in 5 years, this is going to be a huge problem. The cholesterol levels will rise, and at the same time, they realized that he might have higher sugar levels than necessary in their blood. Yeah, and then I talked with my brother, and I thought that, oh, if I have high blood sugar levels, that might be because I eat too many sweets or something like that. But no, it turns out it was because I was eating too much meat. So others asked me, why did I not become a vegetarian and became a vegan? Well, I'm one of those people that's all in or nothing, yeah? And I thought that it's going to be difficult because, like, my background. I'm from Azerbaijan, and we love eating meat. But you know what? Really, I don't miss meat. I feel way better. I have better mood. I recover way faster after working out and after some kind of injuries. But really, I'm not saying you have to be a vegetarian or vegan. There has to be a click for yourself. Yeah. In your age, I didn't imagine that I would ever sit here on stage and support being a vegan, because I was like, oh yeah, where am I going to get the protein? But then I realized, yeah, actually you can do it, and the biggest impact is just starting to do it and being physically active. So yeah, actually, that's true. If you think that it's really difficult to switch up your diet, and you'll have really awkward social interactions, but imagine you going to Azerbaijan and saying that you're not going to eat meat. Yeah, yeah. You try and go there and say that you don't eat meat. You'll see what happens. So now we're going to ask a question to the moms, Sanit and Anna. So I follow both of you uh, on Instagram, and both of you like running. And maybe a lot of people think, what's so cool about running? What's the reason to just go outside and just run in a straight line somewhere? Maybe it's better to go to the gym and work out. So maybe my first question to Sanit is, where do you find the pleasure in running for personally? I'm gonna be honest, I hate running. My motivation's a bit different. My only motivation for everything in life is so I could live a longer life and I would be healthy for longer. Because maybe I'm gonna tell you my story about uh, how I got into sports and got into uh, plant-based diet. So when I was at school, I hated sport. I think most girls at school hate sports. Yeah? So I really have to say a huge quotations thanks to my teacher from school, because really it felt like it was horrible. He felt like he had to give all the disgusting commentary that he felt like saying about girls during sports lessons. So, but maybe it was the 90s and it was just a different time. But I found sport when I was around 20. I just didn't have anything to do. I started going outside, started running, and after a while, when I ran my first half marathon, I realized this I like way more. I like this feeling that being active gives me, not just mood wise, but also my body. And I liked myself more after starting to be active. Because beforehand, my only activity was going to the club to work out. So afterwards, I went to study in Riga Stradin University to become a trainer. And I really wasn't really going there to learn it as a profession. I really went there to study, to learn this for myself, to find this information for myself, because in my family, sport has never really been something that everybody does. Sport was an activity that was forced upon you. So since that moment, it's been 15 years, a lot of years, and sport has stayed in my life. And I became a vegan more than 10 years ago. And during past 10 years, I don't know if anything has really changed, but my motivation is that nothing has gotten worse. Not health-wise, not sports-wise. So no decrease in uh, in the outcome. So yeah, really, well, I do run, but I'm not one of those people that are gonna jump around saying, "Yeah, running is great." Oh, so you can't sell the idea that running is great? No. Okay, so then Laura, maybe you can sell running to the kids. That's well, it's not really that I go outside and like, yes, I can run. No, it's more like I go outside because I want to be outside, yeah? And of course, when I start running, it's like, oh, I should have slept a bit longer. But then when you really get into, when you start running and when you finish your run, you realize that it was the greatest thing that I could have done for myself this morning. Why I do this, when looking back at my life, when I started this routine of running in the mornings, when I got complications uh, during my life, just started feeling bad. So I started finding out information about how to make myself feel better, and one of the ideas was to run, not just as a physical exercise, but also you having the opportunity to meditate and think about being with yourself. Don't put headphones in, don't listen to music, no, just think, stay with yourself, be in your mind and meditate a bit, and that really helped me. And because I have 4 kids, having some time for yourself, having alone time, this half an hour in the morning is great for me, and I can plan my day and get home and answer these 250 questions that my kids have. So you started talking about this motivation and your motivation, and maybe as a life coach, you could give uh, say 2 or 3 ideas to the kids to improve their motivation. So if we talk about motivation, it's not going to be like you blowing out your birthday candles, wishing for wishing for uh, something to happen, and it's going to. Really, it's not going to be that way. What I would recommend you to do, set a goal. Yeah? Set a goal. What do you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve this? Yeah? And the second thing would be, how much do you want to be doing this? Yeah? How much do you want to achieve it? On a scale from 1 to 10. If it's a 10, you're definitely going to do it. Yeah? Number 3 is then find people that can support you and to help you motivate to keep going towards your goal. And then if there's some moments when you feel that you're not working towards your goal as much anymore, then maybe you have to reevaluate your goal, and maybe you have to switch something up. Yeah, but the goal is personal to everyone. So on this note, this motivational note, I would like to say conclusion. First of all, I would like to ask you that you were willing to join and talk about this important topic. And as Rafik said beforehand, it's not a matter of making you make these decisions, but giving you the information so you could make these decisions on your own. Yeah. So thank you for the speakers. Huge applause to all of you here. Thank you. Let's wait a little moment, please. Let's not rush on out of here. So let us start with Laura. Thank you, Laura. Huge applause to Laura. So one by one, next is Armand. Thank you, Armand. From Ventspils Technicum to Ventspils Technicum. And thank you, Rafix. Thank you. And a huge thanks to Roshads and Sanit. We're going to send you some kind of digital thanks you. So applause, and applause to yourselves for being so patient, because it's been 3 hours sitting here, listening, gaining new knowledge. Yeah. In the end, I could see that you're getting a bit uneasy, but right now you're free as birds, so enjoy today. Thank you very much. And thank you all. Hope the translation was good enough to understand. Have a very nice day. It's been Antis Antons with you.